Spotlight on Berkeley Heights is provided by funding from DeFabio Chiropractic, where integrity, thoroughness, and a friendly staff have been servicing the community since 1985. DeFabio Chiropractic is where an accurate diagnosis leads to rapid pain relief and better function. Located on Springfield Avenue in Berkeley Heights, it's the natural choice for your healthcare needs.
Welcome to Spotlight on Berkeley Heights, the pulse of the community. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Today, we have a different type of show, a show that's going to remind us who we are as human beings, our personalities, what makes us different, what makes us more than just animals, and what's that? That's the arts, and specifically music. Yes, music does soothe the beast, but more importantly, we need to remember that that is what makes humanity different. So today we have a special show about the NJIO, New Jersey Intergenerational Orchestra. They had a recent performance here at the Judith Wharton Music Center, and we're going to start a little bit about that music performance. And first, we're going to talk with the conductor of NJIO, Farhad Hudiev. Farhad, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have the interview.
Well, it's exciting that you're here at the Judith Wharton Center in Berkeley Heights. Now, the NJIO, this is your home, so to speak. How long have you been with NJIO?
I started to work with NJIO in September of 2011, so it's quite recent. It's been a great pleasure, as this intergenerational aspect of the orchestra is just so special. You never see that anywhere. Actually, we have kids starting from 7 years old, and then we have ranges from 7 to 96. So that's playing together next to each other and learning from each other, and it's a really particularly different sound, and it's just a joy to work with them because they all come to the rehearsals because they love music. And that's most important. And my job is to inspire them to, with everything, give everything I can, all my heart, with depth and with joy and happiness. So they all come out of rehearsals and concerts with joy and with meaning. That's my goal.
Now, you said something very interesting, that it's a different sound. I would think as the conductor of the orchestra, your job is to create a consistent sound, especially if you're doing a structured piece. Yet you specifically said the sound is different with the kids and the adults. How is that?
Well, because of their age, because of their levels, you know, believe it or not, different levels create a different sound, and for instance, different vibration of the instrument. An older person vibrates very differently from a younger person, or sometimes they don't vibrate. So we have different vibration, different sound. Yeah. And that I have to be very, as a conductor, very careful about that. But
you also seem very excited about it as well.
Yes, I'm very excited about that because, again, it doesn't happen very often that you would see an orchestra like that, and an orchestra that you could work with that is like that. Yeah.
Where do you see the intergenerational orchestra going? In the future? Where do you see it heading?
Well, I think New Jersey Intergenerational Orchestra has a great future because here in the rehearsals and, as I said, in concerts, the musicians come because they love it and they want to learn. They want to, of every different profession, students, doctors, teachers, and that's what's going to save the music.
Yeah.
And this is the orchestra that will be the start of saving the music, because with all the technology that we have, we lose our interest to hear a live performance, to hear to be witnessing the energy that's going on in the room, and we need to start from the fundament.
Now, tonight we had the pleasure of having a few pieces played for us. Tell me about some of the music tonight.
Yeah, tonight we had an eclectic program. We played pieces by a Russian composer whose name is Glier. Then we played a piece that I composed. It's called Dialogue, and it's a part of the conversations that I wrote for instruments, different instruments. And then we played a piece by Eldar Mansurov, an Azeri composer, arranged by us. And then we played Bach. Alexei played solo pieces by Bach, and I played a piece by Bach, sonata in G minor. And we also did Beethoven. We played Beethoven. A very nice duo, a movement from.
Welcome back to the show. You know, the intergenerational orchestra is just that. So let's talk to somebody who's been with it for a little bit of a while. Jack Pruitt, how long have you been playing with NJIO?
Dr. D, I started about 10 seasons ago, and I've been with it basically ever since. I'm a violin, as we like to say. I started playing the violin when I was 12, 13 years old. I took about a 60-year vacation, and then I started taking lessons about 10 years ago and came to the orchestra. So it's been a wonderful experience, and I've really enjoyed it. I've been on the board of directors, and I'm playing the second violin section, and I feel very, very happy about it all.
Now tell me a little bit about NJIO, because like you say, you play in the orchestra section, but there's other divisions of NJIO. Is that correct?
Yes, the orchestra has grown exponentially almost since I joined, when it was only one orchestra, basically a string orchestra. Now there are really 3 separate organizations within NJIO. A large symphony orchestra with full winds, horns, timpani, etc., and an intermezzo orchestra, which is a middle-level orchestra of good players that play good music, and I play in that orchestra. And then there's the third orchestra, which we just started this year, which is for really very young ones and people that are just beginning to play. So they get teaching, they have the fun and the collegial aspect of playing with other violin players. It's primarily violin, and I think that little orchestra has a cello. But it's a great orchestra because it's inclusive. We've always been looking for more people to feel free to come and join us and be part of it. It's a great experience to play with an orchestra like this, a great learning experience. So that's why we call ourselves the NJIO, New Jersey Intergenerational Orchestra. Means I was just talking to one of our youngsters, 9 years old, and then we had one guy a few years ago that was still with us at 92. So it's a wonderful intergenerational operation. And as a newcomer to lessons after all those years, the great thing for me was that we have mentors that give us leadership and teaching and help in progressing as we go along.
So it's really a blend then of younger musicians with older musicians, but at all levels as well. You might have some younger musicians that are extremely adept, where you may have some older musicians that are just learning how to play.
Yep, absolutely. It's intergenerational, and it's also intertwined in terms of skill levels, and it's delightful. So it's great for the members that play, and we love to have audiences that come and enjoy our music.
What about some of the outreach programs that NJIO does? Tell me about those.
Well, we just really got heavy into that 2 years ago. We have one of our musicians that's taken on the job of getting out to the homes for the elderly, to the hospitals, to libraries, and all that sort of thing, out into the communities to give a special concert, so to speak, for these small levels of people, particularly with the hospitals and the homes for the elderly, which are really wonderful. I mean, I played in some of those a couple of years ago, where when you leave, the folks have tears in their eyes, and they say, "Oh, we enjoyed it so much." And it's very lifting to be able to do that.
Well,
I'm sorry, we just have a lot of levels, we go to a lot of different places, and we love doing it.
well, it sounds good to me. What do you want to impart our viewers with about NJIO? What would be your thought you want to leave them with to take home?
Well, two things. First of all, come to the concerts. Come and listen to our music. It's a wonderful afternoon or evening, and we're open. There's no charge for admissions. We do have the Goldfish Bowl, and it's a great experience for the people that are playing in the orchestras. So it's two actual different sort of things, but both of them very important and a lot of fun. It's uplifting. It's a lot of fun to do it.
Now, tonight we're at the Wharton Music Center in Berkeley Heights. Are a majority of your performances held here?
Not at all. Our performances are not held here at all. Actually, this is where we practice. And this is our facility where we practice, teach, learn, and so forth. Our concerts tend to be at the Summit High School, Madison High School. Last Saturday night we were at New Providence High School. So that's where we play in different venues so that we get our message and our music around this entire area.
So then the NJIO uses the Wharton Music Center as their practice hall here in Berkeley Heights.
It's our home base. We have our offices here, our people are domiciled here, and it's worked out beautifully for us.
Well, that sounds great, and we'll try to get a little information about the Wharton Music Center later on during the night. Jack, thank you for your time today.
Glad to be with you, Dr. D. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a great show, wasn't it, girls? Also amazing. Now, this is what the Intergenerational Orchestra is all about. Simi, how long have you been with NJIO?
A year now.
About a year. And Leticia, how about you?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. And Lucy?
About the same, a year and a half.
Now, Lucy plays with the girls here, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it's actually very awesome. Very, very awesome. We're very proud to be members of NJIO. And since it's intergenerational, it gave us the ability to be three musketeers. These are my two girls and my friends. And I had always looked for something that would enable us to be together, the girls and I. And NJIO just offered that. I'm eternally grateful to them.
That sounds great. Now, what about you, honey? What instrument do you play?
Violin.
The violin. And do you like the violin?
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite piece tonight that they played?
The lullaby.
The lullaby, yeah. Why did you like it so much?
Because it was long.
Because it was long, huh? Hey, I want to know, how come they didn't have to keep turning all the pages on the music, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, do you notice it was a long, long piece, but they didn't keep turning the pages? Do they have to memorize all that? What do you think?
Maybe it's on a whole page.
Yeah, maybe. It could all be on one page. So what do you want to do when you keep playing violin? Do you want to become a musician when you get older?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And you're going to stay with violin or maybe other instruments too?
I'm going to move on to piano.
Ooh, yeah, we like piano. Now, Paula, you play piano, don't you?
Yes.
And what about any other instruments for you?
Also the violin.
Violin too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what are we going to say about NJIO? How about a big thumbs up, go NJIO, okay? On three, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go NJIO!
Hey, that's what it's all about. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. We're going to take a short break, listen to some more music, and we'll be right back.
Humans may have been sitting since the caveman days, but apparently we're now overdoing something that's giving many of us chronic lower back pain. What? Driving. According to experts, millions of Americans experience the most common form of back pain, muscle tension, the result of drivers remaining in a static position while maintaining a heightened sense of awareness. The Foundation for Chiropractic Progress explains that driving requires constant alertness and tension, which can itself create the scenario for muscular pain. Extended periods of sitting can cause added pressure to the lumbar spine and compress surrounding soft tissue. Doctors of chiropractic are trained to improve structural positioning and can offer preventive expert advice. First, sit closer to the pedals, avoiding full leg extension, and keep arms bent slightly in the 10 and 2 position on the wheel. Second, never place bulky items in your back pocket. Third, break up long journeys into no more than 2-hour segments. And finally, place a pillow in the small of your back to improve posture. Learn more at yes2chiropractic.com.
Susan Peterson, the president, NJIO Board of Trustees. Great performance tonight, really exciting. How does it feel to put something like this on?
Oh, it's so fabulous. We really love Farhad. He came to us last year. He's from Turkmenistan, and then he went to Interlaken, and then Oberlin, and then Yale. So he's got great training, and he's such a gifted musician and a great conductor and a wonderful teacher, and it's a joy to have him be our music director.
That sounds like a mouthful.
I know. Interlaken, wait, I lost it. Interlaken, Oberlin, Yale.
Wow. That is great. That is great. So, you know, he is really excited about the fact that it is intergenerational, and that the sound, as he called it, is kind of unique with the young ones and the old ones playing together. The Board of Trustees has some vision here. Where's the vision?
Well, it started actually, the Intergenerational Orchestra started in 1994. A woman named Lorraine Marks was teaching strings in Cranford, and she was looking for a way for her young players to get more playing opportunities. And at the same time, her father had lost his wife. And she found that him playing music helped him through the grieving process. So she put those two groups together. I guess they got a community center in Cranford to let them come in, and 64 people showed up the first night, and that's how it started. So we've always had this idea that there's mentorship going on between the young kids and the older kids, and sometimes it's the older people who are mentoring the younger people, and sometimes it's the opposite. And it's just a really unique concept. And it's a great place to not only play music, but to get to understand what it's like for people that you don't get to interact with on a daily basis.
Now, the New Jersey Intergenerational Orchestra's headquarters in Berkeley Heights at the Wharton Music School, correct?
Right. We've been at the Judith Wharton Music Center here in Berkeley Heights for the past 3 years, and we really, really love it here. It's a great space for us to rehearse, and we're able to do some of these intimate programs like this one tonight. We've had other ones like this, and at the Judith Wharton Music Center, they have all kinds of things going on all the time. They have musical theater, they have dance, they have classical music, they had a big band thing a couple weeks ago, so there's really a lot going on here.
So that means I'm going to be coming back, that's for sure.
I hope so.
Now, what about people who want to get involved with the New Jersey Intergenerational Orchestra? Where can they get information? How can they get involved?
The best place to look is our website, which is www.njio.org. We also have a Facebook page, so we've always got something going on. Check us out, sign up for our Facebook page, sign up for our e-newsletter, and come and join us.
I like that. Susan, final question. Why the arts? Why music?
Oh my gosh, why? Why? It's so fundamental. You cannot go through a day without hearing music. I don't care where you are, what you do. You could be in the middle of Africa and you hear music from natural sources, the birds, the breeze through the trees. But in our modern world, you can't walk, we can walk into a store, there's music. You walk into your car, there's music. It's everywhere. And it's fundamental that people know what it is to be a part of it, to make it and create it, I think.
I think she's right. So reach out, get involved, and come on down. Get out that violin, dust it off, or learn if you haven't played before.
That's right. Our Prelude Ensemble has a lot of beginners, and Peg Roberts is a terrific conductor, and she could teach you lots of things.
We like that. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions about this or any of the other shows, just drop me an email, drdefabio@aol.com. Spotlight on Berkeley Heights is here to serve you. Have a good day. Now, one of the pieces tonight was a Bach piece, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's tell us a little bit about that Bach piece, and then we're going to listen to it.
Yes, it's a very famous sonata, a first sonata by Bach in G minor, and almost every violinist plays it.
Well, we're going to listen to some sonata by Bach in G minor. Again, a lot of great information and good music tonight. Tell me about the first piece we're going to hear tonight, Maestro.
We're going to hear a duo by Beethoven for violin and cello, but it's going to be performed by me and bassist.
Well, that sounds great. Let's hear a little bit of Beethoven. You can't go wrong with Beethoven. You really can't. That's a really, really interesting piece, and it's so exciting for me to be here and hear live string music in such an intimate environment. I really do appreciate that, Maestro, and hopefully more people can experience that with NJIO. Now, you also are going to be performing a piece that you composed, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Tell me about that.
The piece is called Dialogue, and it's original for violin and cello. It's going to be performed by me and the bassist. And it's a dialogue that comes from a set of conversations that I wrote for various instruments. And it has some things from things from my country, colors from my country that you will hear. Yeah.
Conversations in Dialogue by Maestro Farhad. You know, it's always interesting how a composer will come up with an original piece, but then people interpret that piece and they make it a little different. That's called an arrangement, correct, Maestro?
An arrangement, yes, yes, that's right.
Now, we heard an arrangement tonight of a piece. What was that?
It was a piece by Eldar Mansurov called Bayati and arranged by us. Yeah.
Well, let's hear a little arrangement of Armand Belsurov.
Eldar Mansurov, yeah. Uh-huh.
We're not going to put you to sleep tonight, but we do want to leave you with a traditional Russian lullaby. Tell us about this lullaby.
It's a beautiful piece of music, a duo again for violin and cello, performed with the bass, and it's a small little piece that with the Russian quality, of course, and from a beautiful times. Romantic Russian times, and hopefully you'll enjoy it.
I'm sure we'll enjoy it, and as we fade out, your bassist tonight, let's give him a shout out.
Alexei Klushnik.
Thanks, Alexei, we appreciate it. A little Russian lullaby.
Spotlight on Berkeley Heights is provided by funding from DeFabio Chiropractic, where integrity, thoroughness, and a friendly staff have been servicing the community since 1985. DeFabio Chiropractic is where an accurate diagnosis leads to rapid pain relief and better function. Located on Springfield Avenue in Berkeley Heights, it's the natural choice for your healthcare needs.